Please join me in welcoming the 82nd Governor of the great state of Georgia, the Honorable Governor Nathan Deal.
Thank you. Thank you, Gretchen. Good morning. Thank you very much. 3 years in a row that I've been invited to do this. I think it grows every year. We are certainly pleased to see such a good crowd here this morning. To those of you who are not from our state of Georgia, welcome to our great state. To those of you who are from Georgia, thank you for what you do to continue to make our state one of the best places in the country in which to do business and to work and to live and to raise families. We're pleased that all of you are here this morning for this summit. Now, I want to congratulate Paige Siplin. He is doing an outstanding job along with his team at the Georgia Center for Innovation for Logistics. We believe that they, not only hosting this conference, but in the things that they do every day, make us all proud. We don't think that there's any other economic development agency that has a division like our centers of innovation. And we are proud of the fact that that makes us distinctive, and we believe that it gives us a competitive advantage. Now, we have a lot of things going, and I know you're going to hear a panel discussion of some of the experts of what's happening in Georgia, so I won't presume to take their thunder here in advance. But simply to point out to you that we believe that Georgia is strategically located from a logistics point of view for not only people doing business here, but people who want to grow and to come to our state. We all know that we have come a long way in the state of Georgia, from dirt roads and steam locomotives to a state where you can reach 80% of the United States market within a two-day truck drive or within a 2-hour flight time from here in our state. You're going to hear about the Port of Savannah. Many of you do business there already. We are very proud of the growth that has occurred in that port. And as Gretchen indicated, we're working very hard to have the funds available so that we can deepen the harbor and the channel leading to the harbor, which will be an important part of accommodating those Super Post-Panamax vessels when they start coming through the enlarged Panama Canal. We have the largest intermodal hub and the most extensive railroad network in the Southeast, including 2 Class I railroads and 25 short-line railroads. We have a well-developed road system that includes 5 major interstates and 20,000 miles of federal and state highways, and the world's busiest airport. Our transportation system has been ranked number 3, in the top 3 at least, within states by CNBC for the last several years, and we believe that as we continue to build our assets, that ranking will continue to rise. As you may know, Atlanta Hartsfield-Jackson Airport added a new international terminal last year, and we believe that in addition to that, they have also been recognized for their freight and logistics action plan, and we are very pleased that we are moving forward in that regard. Of the metropolitan regions in the United States, Atlanta has the 5th largest freight flow in the nation, which means that we truly are at the hub of what is happening. Now, there are many things that you're going to talk about, innovations that you're going to learn about while you're here. But the Port of Savannah remains one of the top priorities for us. In my budget this year, we are adding an additional $50 million to our bond package, which will bring the total obligated funds from the state of Georgia for our share of the project to approximately $231 million. That is almost the entire portion that the state was anticipated to be providing. We're just continuing to prod our federal authorities so that they begin to put their money into the project, which was initially anticipated to be that they would bear the major portion of the cost. We know, too, that even though we have a very extensive interstate system, that we do have problems that we have to address. We have to address the I-85 and I-75 corridors, and we are doing so. both from the standpoint of domestic travel as well as being able to transport goods and services. The state of Georgia, of course, has seen improvements along our rail system, including those portions of the rail system owned by the state of Georgia and by CSX and by Norfolk Southern. And we continue to focus on our development terminals as a part of that. Our air cargo facilities, we're going to continue to maintain those and hopefully continue to improve them. We understand, too, that the Federal Transportation Bill of last year called for all states to create plans like the one that we already have in place in the state of Georgia. Our main reason for starting our freight and logistics plan, however, had very little to do with the federal government. It was about leadership and about what's right for the state of Georgia. For we found that for every dollar that we invested in freight improvement, that over the next 40 years, we expect to receive some $3.50 in return benefits. That's not a bad return on investment. And at that rate, we expect that it will generate more than $65 billion and thousands of new jobs for our state. We have received national recognition from the Federal Highway Administration as a model in the formulation and initiation of our freight and logistics plan. A few months ago, I was pleased to nominate Paige Siplun to represent Georgia on the newly established Supply Chain Competitiveness Committee, which was part of the U.S. Department of Commerce, where he was not only appointed but also asked by the Secretary to serve as Vice Chairman. Certainly, Georgia is demonstrating logistics leadership at both the state and the federal level, and we see the value of what we're doing, and we intend to continue to strengthen it. And I'm doing my best to make sure that everyone knows that Georgia is the best place in the country in which to do business. We have had, excuse me, we have had a number of delegations throughout the years that have come to our state, and I understand today that we have a number of countries that are represented with delegations here as well. I have gone to countries such as Japan, England, and Canada to stress the importance of doing business with and in our state, and those are paying dividends. You heard Gretchen make reference to some of the larger manufacturers that have come to our state. Certainly Caterpillar, that is well on its way to producing its products and will use the Port of Savannah as an export point of departure, will bring about 1,400 jobs to our state. Baxter International, a pharmaceutical company, will make a $1 billion capital investment in our state, and they're well on their way to providing perhaps about 1,400 jobs. And many others, some of whom are represented here today, have not only come to Georgia, but have been in Georgia and have decided to grow and to expand here. And we thank you for that. We even got a Starbucks, decided to put a manufacturing plant over in the Augusta area. Even though it's 140 jobs, it is a start, and it's certainly a welcome addition to the job opportunities in that state. But we recognize that manufacturing is a key in the supply chain that affects logistics. Last year, our General Assembly made sweeping tax reforms for our state. Most of them came out of a competitiveness initiative that we put in place the first year I became governor. One of the important parts of that was to remove the sales and use tax on energy that is used for manufacturing. We know that manufacturing not only drives the availability of jobs, but is certainly a driver in the supply chain. This year, we believe that the General Assembly will continue to build on that record with additional transportation dollars. One of the things that the General Assembly has done is to recognize that even though there are sometimes advantages for making your transportation dollars be allocated by your congressional districts, that because of a state like ours where interstates and interchanges on our interstates are so costly, that they overlap. And this year they have abolished the requirement that we absolutely appropriate by congressional district our transportation tax dollars, because we know that there are projects that have statewide benefits and it allows us to be more competitive if we do that. So we think we're moved in the right direction in those ways as well. Now, we will do our part. We have done our part up to this point from a state perspective, but we recognize that government is an important player in the overall logistics picture. So, in keeping with your theme, we will better connect our logistics assets, highway to rail, rail to port. We will compete with any state out there in the business of attracting business, and we will grow because of all of it. I believe that that pretty well summarizes not only your conference, but what is happening in the state of Georgia. Thank you for having me here this morning, and have a good conference.
Thank you, Governor. Let's have another round of applause for Governor Nathan Deal. Governor, he obviously has a clear understanding of just how important logistics is, and you just heard a little taste of some of the speeches he gives all over the state of Georgia, and as he mentioned, all over the world. He really understands how private industry is coupled with government and how logistics plays a role in that, just to put it lightly.